Okay. So, right, I just did a whole entire presentation, found out that no one could hear me. And so I'm going to do it again, even though everybody that I invited at 9. I'll just send a replay out. I'm on a mission. I have another project I'm working on this week. So I want to make sure I get this information out to you all on how I was able to lose 14 pounds in 1 week and some crucial things that you want to do, you know, working from home, business. And what I'm going to do is, because I actually forgot to save my slides on PowerPoint, and it took me like 2 days to PowerPoint, right? So I'm going to do like a replay of what I played, because part of it played. And then, matter of fact, I think I'm just going to fast forward. So let me go ahead and, guys, give me time to share my screen. I'm going to share my screen. And then from there, I'm going to go over to, I hope I didn't close it out. I'm going to go to the YouTube video. And I'm going to press play up until, let me see if I can, until I get to the point of, I think this is when I'm just going to pull it all the way up until I get to my slides. Okay. All right. So I'm going to stop here. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to do over this, the presentation, because this is the only way that I have the slides. So guys, hope it makes sense. Bear with me and get ready for some phenomenal information coming your way. So what we're going to do is going to make that screen big. And we are going to let it roll. And I'm going to try to keep up with YouTube, which is going to be pretty interesting, right? So we talk about how to lose weight and improve your health while working from home. And it's really important that we do that. You know, I worked for 17 years. I quit my job 17 years ago, started a home business, and I just been getting chunkier and chunkier every year because of the fact that I lack my activity. In the beginning of my work from home career, I was very busy. I was out in the community doing things. And then I got this notion that, you know, hey, you know, let's go work from home and sit all day. And that's actually a bad thing. So it's going to play a little bit more, but I guess I must have did a little bit more talking in the beginning. So I'm really excited about the information that I'm about to share with you. And I pray that it's going to be as much life-changing for you as it was. And we're just waiting. I cannot believe I'm waiting for the YouTube. So let's see what's going to happen here. I wish I had somebody here to check my sound and make sure you all can hear me. But I'm just going to take it for a rush shot. We're walking 5 minutes in. It hasn't switched screens yet. Very interesting. I'll tell you what, maybe I'm just having fun with this thing, and so I can get practice for when I go really big with this thing. I'm glad I didn't run a bunch of PPC ads. Okay. Oh, yes. Okay. So my story is, I told you a little bit about my story, but the first journey that I had with health and wellness was right after my daughter was born 17 years ago. I went on this mission. It's when I first learned about health and wellness. And I went and I started like eating healthy and doing these things, lost 40 pounds in 4 months. Kept that off for almost 3 years. I think until my other child was born, and then it all piled back on. And then here recently, I was able to lose 14 pounds in 1 week. And some of the things same things that I did back then, I'm doing now. But just the only thing added different this time was exercise. I did do some exercising and this go around. So I'm really excited about the information that's going to come forth to you to help you to be able to go forth. And guys, I just don't want you sitting on the couch and doing nothing. You got to get up. You got to feed this body what it needs. If not, it's going to deteriorate. And another thing behind this story is that I watched my mother die at an early age. And so that was my why. This thing that pushed me is because I no longer wanted to, I didn't want to be like my mother. I wanted to come out of that. So I'm here and I'm pushing, and I want you to come and join me in the journey of taking care of your health. It's so, so important. And if you don't do it for yourself, do it for your children, do it for your grandchildren. You know, they need you. They need your wisdom. They need your insight. So it's really important that we take care of these bodies. And I cannot believe that my slide is not flipping yet. So I'm going to try to, I wish you guys could see me dancing. I'm over here dancing. Ah, boy, no dance, huh? Okay, so we're in 7 minutes, and I don't know if this is like it's dragging or what. Maybe it's just dragging on YouTube because it seemed like it should not take that long. And I'll tell you, these guys, these slides. Let me see if I can just fast forward because till I get to the point where I want you to be. Okay, so let's talk about the special gift I have for you. I have a special gift for those of you who stay on to the end of this presentation. And it's going to be something that's going to be able to help you. Most people don't have this. Most people don't know about this when they want to go through a weight loss journey. And so the same thing that I went out and got myself, I have for you. So have you ever heard of the saying, you are what you eat? You are what you eat. Every last molecule in your body comes from something you consume or something that your mother consumed. I don't know if you do that or not, but our mothers has a lot to do with what our bodies, actually how they're doing right now. I found that out one time when I was doing the testing on my lungs. Okay, so every last molecule, this is the most apparent when you look at protein. When consuming protein, your body breaks down into amino acids. These amino acids are combined with in order to form our muscles, our hormones, our bones, and even our brain. So just keep that in mind that, that's just how powerful this whole thing is when it comes to protein. It's a very, very important part. We're going to find out here in a minute, some other aspects of how this works. And the next one we're going to talk about is vitamins and minerals. They perform a range of tasks, further aiding in the construction of various body parts. Humans, your body simply recycles what you put into it and uses it to keep building you. So make sure that you are putting the right stuff in it, because whatever you put in it, that's what it's producing. Okay, this might be where my lights went out on the my lights went out too. This is very interesting. The lights went out. My son was getting upset. It's just like I'm like, oh no. First webinar, everything goes wrong, right? But it's all good. Okay, at the same time, our food gives us the energy we need to function. Carbohydrates and fats fuel the process of a constant healing, growing and changing our bodies, as well as being used for the nutrition as well. So this is really important that we understand this. And our bodies adapt to the amount of energy and the amount of substance they're given. If we don't get enough of what we need, then gradually our bodies adapt to doing without. And that's not good if our bodies just say, oh, it's cool. But then we end up going for the worse instead of the better. If we eat too many calories, we store them as fat. If we consume too much sugar, we become less sensitive to insulin. With that saying, there's only one question that I have for you. And that question is, oh my, Rachel. I feel like I'm going to have to entertain you all. That one question is whether or not you want to be growing and improving, or if you want to be deteriorating and dying. And I really pray that you said the first. I don't want you dying. And, there's so much to having good health. Why change your diet? Because our bodies are literally made from what we eat. The more nutritious foods you eat, the less rubbish, the better everything will function. I'm just waiting. If you eat the right diet, then you can expect to have higher energy levels, a better mood, and even a higher IQ, better concentration, to think faster, and to perform better. And I will tell you guys that since I've been doing this, oh my gosh, my focus has been amazing. I mean, I just cannot believe how well I'm focusing now. So still not convinced that it's worth the time and effort? Then consider the impact it can have on your family. With you eating right, this will help your family to improve their health too, as they like to eat what you eat. So if you don't want to do it for yourself, do it for the family. They really need you, and you want them to be healthy. Okay, eating well doesn't have to be hard. The problem is that there are so many different diets out there, and there is so much conflicting advice. One minute you'll be told that fats are bad for you. The next minute you're being told they're not. So let's find out on today's webinar. What is the real deal? What is it really all about? On today's webinar, you'll learn what a healthy diet should look like and precisely how this impacts your body. Plus, you're going to learn how to introduce that diet in a simple way that's easy and enjoyable to stick to. Understand diet and your health. The key to change is to understand what really matters and to find the easiest way to implement it. So what do you actually need to know? It's really important. Calories and energies. One of the first things to understand is how the body uses calories for energy. Basically, the body can burn a number of different types of food in order to convert it into usable energy. To do this, it must break down the glucose and create ATP, adenoid triphosphate, which is in turn utilized by the mitochondria or energy centers in the cells. So that's really important that you understand that. Glucose is essentially a form of sugar, and this is found primarily in carbohydrates. The amount of energy available in each type of food is measured as calories. Meanwhile, those glucose can also be found in fats, proteins, and just about any food. In fact, fat contains slightly more sugar than carbs, even when 9 calories per gram versus 4 grams. I thought that was pretty amazing, to know that fat has that kind of carbs. Wow, that was pretty interesting. So we learn something new every single day. So let's see, what else do we have for you here? Next thing we're going to talk about is counting calories. So to put it simply, the body stores excess calories as fats. So any extra calories you want to put in that body over the amount that it needs, women, 2,000, men, 2,500, it's going to turn it to fat. So that's why you want to watch how many calories you're putting into this body, right? It's so cool, so key. And this all depends on how much energy you are using throughout the day. So if you're going to use some energy, then it's cool because you can use some of that you stored up. How to lose weight with calorie counting. You need to know how many calories you burn in a day so you can aim to consume less than that to lose weight. To calculate this number, you need to look at your BMR and your AMR. A BMR is your basal metabolic rate. The AMR is the active metabolic rate, which is the number of calories that you burn per day and when you are engaging in your usual exercise and activities. I finally caught up and look at it. Oh, this is so funny. I love it. I love it. But I love creativity. Who could say? Okay. So we said that already, but you can do this by counting all your calories. So you can do it in a much more conventional and easy manner. So let's see. How are you guys going to do this? Basically, all you got to do is count your calories in the morning and have all your meals to be the basic in the morning. Try to keep your breakfast and lunch fairly consistent and learn a few low-calorie dinners. So that's going to help you to be able to not have to count your calories, but have an idea. Another point is that the average calorie burn is around 2,500 for men and 2,000 for women. If you're a fairly average build, then coming in under those targets should help you generally lose weight. So try to stay under that. And if you stay under that, you don't have to do a lot of exercise and stuff. You just got to stay under that and watch that food that you're eating, because certain foods is like putting on pounds. To make sure you get that protein in, girl. But this causes the sudden release of high amounts of insulin, which triggers the body to start absorbing the glucose from the blood and potentially storing it as fat in turn. Removing fat from the diet means that the energy hits faster and harder and that you absorb fewer of the nutrients. This results in you still feeling hungry, possibly leading to snacking. Oh God, I forgot. This is gonna be a part right here. Okay. Once more is that it can mean you're getting less nutrition to build a strong, healthy body and mind. Fat is actually a key component in the structure of the brain, for instance, and it is what the body uses to create testosterone, which increases your metabolism and aids muscle building. I need some testosterone. I was kidding. The problem with ready meals and snacking is that it encourages you to eat less. It could encourage you to eat less healthy foods than you could actually. Think about it this way. If you're sticking purely to a low-calorie diet, then you can actually lose weight just by eating donuts. Oh, doesn't that sound like fun? Who loves donuts? Donuts, donuts, donuts. I think we all love donuts, but they're not good for you. They put so much on the hip. Seeing an average donut contains about 195 calories, and the average AMR is 2,500. That means you could eat 10 to 15 donuts a day and still lose weight as long as you didn't eat anything else. The only problem is they're very unhealthy. In fact, you may die after simply eating just this because you're missing crucial vitamins in your diet. The protein you need is what you get from meat, and it's where we get the amino acids our bodies need. Amino acids are used when preparing skin and bone and for building muscles. To grow as much muscle as possible, the recommendation we get around 1 gram of protein for every 1 pound of body weight. Of course, this advice is aimed at bodybuilders and athletes and wouldn't apply to the average person, but it shows what a key role protein plays in our body consumption. What's also as important to bear in mind is that there is more than one type of amino acid. Actually, there are currently thought to be about 20 amino acids, with 9 of these only being available through the body. If you don't get all of these amino acids from your diet, then certain important repair jobs around your body will not get carried out. So really important that you get all of your amino acids in a variety of foods. Seeing as most sources of protein only contain certain combination of amino acids, it's generally important to make sure your diet contains a variety of different types of plants, fish, dairy, and meats. One of the only complete sources of amino acids is eggs. Did you know that? I thought that was interesting. So if you wanted to eat eggs, I guess you can get all your amino acids on. I'm just kidding. Don't eat all eggs. And it gets more complicated than that, as protein sources also vary in their availability. Depending on the ratio of essential to non-essential amino acids, the presence of branched chain amino acids and other factors, certain protein will be easier for the body to use than others. I think somewhere in here in my life, okay, with the best will in the world, animal sources are always superior to plant sources of protein. Why is that? Because animals are closer to us in structure. When you consume animal protein, you're consuming muscle and fat and skin, and there's all the things the body can use. Even soy protein is less effective and may also lower testosterone and increase estrogen. So you can lose weight by eating nothing but donuts, but if you were to do that, then your body would get barely any useful amino acid, and you lose a lot of muscle while seeing damage to your skin, hair, and bones. So I don't think you want to eat a bunch of donuts. But what? That's just one part of the story, because what you also need to think about is the vitamins and minerals you're getting and how you're keeping them in your diet. Because vitamins, minerals, and other micronutrients can do all kinds of incredible things for your health. Of course, you can purchase them at the store, but the point is that getting these nutrients from your diet is a much easier, cheaper, and more effective way to go about doing it. Plus, who would take all those pills? When you get fat, soluble minerals or vitamins from an avocado instead of a pill, for instance, you get all that important saturated fat that helps you absorb it. Meanwhile, getting iron from spinach versus tablets means you are less likely to suffer with stomach problems. Moreover, it's simply impossible to add all the different vitamins and minerals in your diet manually. It might sound like a good idea to take 3 different supplements every day to try and boost your energy levels, but ask yourself, are you going to do this every single day for the rest of your life? Not me. I've seen people do it. I've seen people have handfuls. On the other hand, though, if you can get all this nutrition from your diet, then simply by eating a very balanced selection of different foods, you'll find that you're able to get an incredible range of different benefits. I would love to walk you through some examples of crucial nutrients that you should get from your diet that you need to hunt down, but it would take all night to share all of them. But if you stay on until the end, I will share with you how to get a hold of that additional information explaining what they are, plus so much more. This might be where my lights went out. And then I had to go turn the lamp on because it was like really a long wait. I can go on and on, but the main point is that one of the main objectives for a healthy diet should always be to supply the body with crucial nutrients and minerals. If you do, then you will feel 100% better, live longer, and find it easier to stick to a healthy diet for weight loss. The first issue is that we're too focused on the short-term energy. We know we're hungry because our serotonin levels are depleted, and so we're motivated to increase that serotonin, that our energy levels, as quickly as possible. So I caught up. So that's one thing right there. I mean, that serotonin, it's some powerful stuff. You guys look up that stuff, look up that information. Really important. It has a lot of, it controls a lot of stuff. And the best way to do this, eat a quick release, something simple carbohydrates such as a chocolate bar. Serotonin is often described as the feel-good hormone. Generally, we think of serotonin as being responsible for our neurotransmitter that has a role in a number of psychological conditions. Low serotonin, for instance, is correlated with depression. I don't know if you guys knew that, but I didn't know that. So when I was going through that depression, I wish I had known. I probably would have had a whole bottle. That was a long time ago. So anyway, guys, check out your serotonin levels if you're feeling depressed. I think that's so important. I went through that thing. That was crazy. 6 years of misery. Serotonin, okay, so it's a hormone. It's a hormone that tells the brain that we're full and that we don't need to eat anymore. This occurs partly through our consumption of carbohydrates, most of which all contain some amount of tryptophan. Tryptophan is an amino acid and is also found in protein, but there's only a small amount in its most foods compared with other amino acids, which prevents it from having major effects. Leptin, for instance, is another hormone that is produced in the gut and which tells the brain to stop eating. But it's also true that you'll be missing out on at least one signal of fullness if you go overly low carbs. So keep it in mind. Keep those carbs down, girl and guy. And more to the point, if you're eating a diet that consists mainly of modern snacks, then you'll be flooding the body with sugar and then seeing it tank very quickly afterwards. No, maybe this is what lights went on. Oh boy. So like, you guys gonna have snacks, make sure you have the healthy snacks. We have like almonds and walnuts, things of that nature to help us when we're going to snack, because that protein level is really important. You know, I mean, like the amount of protein that our bodies needs is amazing, especially, you know, like a lot of things that I've been reading with whey protein, because that's what we're taking. You know, people were saying that they lost weight, and it's because the protein helps. The bigger problem with eating things that gives us the quick kick is that they often don't contain any of the crucial nutrients. This is where the idea of the empty calorie comes from. When you buy a ready-made lasagna from the store, you actually get very low quality meat that will have been blended together with other meats and have lost lots of sugar added. This then means that you would not be as efficient at burning fat because your mitochondria would perform more poorly, and because your metabolism would be slowed by impaired levels of testosterone. By the way, if you think hormones don't have a big impact on weight loss, then just ask someone who suffers with hypothyroidism. Look it up, girl. Look it up, guy. It's so important. That's like a big one. A lot of people have weight problems because of the hypothyroid, the thyroid. There are more problems too. When you don't get the nutrients you need, your body actually makes you crave more food. So let's put it all together for simple, clean eating. You may still be baffled at whether you should be focused on lowering calories or avoid simple carbs. The basic answer, both. And while you're at it, you also need to make sure that you're getting plenty of nutrients from your diet and lots of protein. See, that's when that protein comes in. So crucial. Sounds hard? It doesn't have to be at all. Just follow these steps. Step 1, calorie deficit. As mentioned, you can actually be pretty sure that you're stay under your AMR simply by eating less than 2,000 if you're a woman, 2,500 if you are a man. Another option is to work out your AMR using a fitness tracker for a while. So work it out. Work off some of that. If you're going to eat extra calories, make sure you go do some extra activity that day. The next one is to cut out all the junk food. The next thing you need to do is cut out all the junk. We've seen how these are simply empty calories that make us hungrier, so stop eating them. They're just destroying you. Okay. And if it's man-made but made well, then it's fine. But by avoiding processed sweets, ready meals, and fast food, you can generally get rid of the empty calories from your diet. Likewise, don't completely avoid carbohydrates. They provide a ton of benefits, and we need the energy. You ever go on those low-carb diets and you wonder why you're always tired? You're always tired because you don't have no carbs in your diet. So important there. Okay, step number 3, seek out dense nutrient foods. The final step is to try and make sure that you feel great at all times. The best way to do that is to seek out foods that offer a source of powerful and beneficial nutrients. So important. A great example of this is something like organic meat, which is packed with incredible nutrients. Not only do you get all the amino acids that come from the meat, but you also get high amounts of creatine, CoQ10, PQQ, and the fatty acids, all that good stuff, right? Likewise, consuming eggs, fish, tropical fruits, and vegetables and sea plants will help you to fuel your body with all kinds of critical nutrients. Please don't leave them out. Make sure to mix all this together with complex carbs or fibers to slow the absorption of the nutrients, and make sure to add oil or consume another source of saturated fat in order to aid absorption. We're using coconut oil. By making the effort to do this, you'll now have far better nutrition and will be fueled with energy and protected from disease. At the same time, you'll actually enjoy your meals and you won't get hunger pains and cravings. Now that's pretty cool right there. I like that part. How to cook faster and spend less time in the kitchen. The favorite part of this entire presentation for me. Oh, let's talk about this. I've given a lot of complicated reasons as to why eating a simple diet works wonders, but the best diet is essentially the one we all know. Why are so many people attracted to crazy things like juice fasts or diets that involve completely ignoring entire food groups? The simple answer is they want a quick fix. No one likes the idea that they have to work hard at a diet permanently or that the results won't come right away. So we don't want quick fixes, right? We want to be able to fuel these bodies for life, right? And no doubt, many of you will now be worried that I'm basically going to tell you to cook a lot more and spend more time in the kitchen. I'm not going to do that to you. Even though, if I told you that, it wouldn't be a bad thing, right? And this is a problem. Why is that? Because the most important part of any diet is by far adherence. There's no point in me giving you the perfect diet if you can't stick to it. If you aren't going to cook regular meals, then there's no point to tell you. Well, let me see. Top tricks to spend less time cooking. First thing you want to do is make too much, right? The first step is simple and cook massive pots of everything. Make it yummy too. Man, that's just like, dude, that's like how many of you got a big aha out of that one? Make too much. Cook a large stew, for instance, and you can then freeze or cool the remainder and eat it throughout the week. This way you only cook once, but you eat it several evenings. Another thing you want to do is you want to get the right tools. So important. I mean, this is like all like, this is life stuff. This is business stuff. This is like, it's just like everything is like, you got to have everything, the right things, right? Like you got to plan, right? All that good stuff, right? It's so annoying when a 10-minute recipe includes lines like take your chopped onions. Sure, it might take 10 minutes to cook if you don't count all the preparation, but that's rather besides the point. Thankfully, there are tools out there that can actually help you to reduce all that prep time. For example, a crock pot. Look for a food processor and other gadgets that will help you chop, peel, dice, and mash and save you hours. Be sure to chop extra for the next time you cook. Along with your new tools, you also need to think about systems you can use for cooking. In other words, how do these machines fit in your workflow and how will they save you time? Which other machines and appliances could help further? And how can you arrange your kitchen to ensure you don't spend ages rummaging? For example, keeping all the appliances and tools you use most often in the nearest cupboard at the front will save you time immediately. Likewise, having a large drying rack or dishwasher, another fantastic investment, will make sure you can wash up quicker and easier. So will a food processor help you. Maybe this is where the lights went on it. I don't know. It was someplace, because this is like taking a little longer than usual too. At one point in time, it was like pitch black in here, and I was like trying to fill the keys with the light from the computer. So maybe this is it right here. But it's coming. It gets even better, guys. So hold on. You're gonna love this. You're gonna love it. You're gonna love it. You're gonna love it. Okay. Yeah, this must have been once I went and turned on the lamp. I still couldn't see that one. I had to turn it on and turn it up a little bit. Then I finally figured out how to turn this bulb on above my head. So I don't know about you guys, but what I did today was, okay, let's keep going. Clean up as you go might sound like boring advice your parents used to give you, but it can really work. But I took all my, everyone works differently and everyone gets slowed down by different aspects of cooking process. So take a look at your own routine and try to identify the part that you are slowing you down. Now decide how you'll fix these items. Now it's time to think outside of the box. We are limited by our own routines, culture, and expectation when it comes to what we eat. For example, when you're struggling to come up with a dinner you can make very easily and that will provide lots of nutrition, you might rule out the option of having a sandwich. But if you make a healthy sandwich, this can be a fantastic quick option. So don't think sandwiches are for lunch, not dinner. Think instead about what practical, tasty, and healthy. Think outside the box a little bit. Keep the right ingredients on hand. Sometimes you'll be limited by what you can do because you don't have the ingredients around. And going out to the shop is a massive drain on your time and energy. So to avoid yourself cheating on those days where you can't squeeze in a trip to the store, make sure you have lots of items stored for a rainy day. Not all canned food is bad and it keeps for ages. For example, beans are always a good fallback. Likewise, you can make sure to keep some tomato puree in the cupboards along with long life milk, eggs, brown rice, tuna, pasta. Learn simple, healthy meals. So important. Another tip is to learn some simple and easy recipes that you can fall back on, that you can rely on, that will help you get the maximum benefit with minimum time investment. Today I'll be including recipes as a part of your free gift. The next one is going to be time and energy management, managing your time and your energy. Another crucial part to getting this weight thing together. Note as well, this comes down to time and energy management to take a big extent. In order to make big healthy menus in the evening, you need to make sure that you have the time available. What's actually more important though is that you need to have the energy available. Even with all the time in the world, if you feel completely exhausted, then you're just going to want to rest in the evening and might find yourself tempted to eat rubbish. One big tip when you're trying to change your diet is not to be too ambitious at first and not to be hard on yourself. Another tip is that you need to take a long look at your lifestyle and your routine. It may well be that there are a lot of things making you feel very tired, stressed. These are making it hard for you to fix what you eat. If you have too many social commitments, try to learn to say no to a little more. To some extent, a successful lifestyle change is always going to mean deciding what you want to prioritize. Yeah, learning how to say no is hard for a lot of people. I mean, a lot of things you got to learn how to say no to, just so that you can, say yes to the things that's most important to you. And that one thing of saying yes to is your health. No, you have no health, you have no wealth. If you have no health, you have no life. Health is so important to me. I think it's worth more than money. For example, a lot of places have salad bars that let you help yourself to salad, eggs, pasta, and more for very cheap prices. If you can find one of these near you, it's a great way to save time and get a cheap, healthy lunch or dinner. Similarly, meal deals can often get a great choice. Check the back of the packages and you can eat very healthy for a small price. Maybe you pick a low-calorie tuna sandwich with some eggs, for example. All this can be under $5 if you find a good lunch deal. Let's talk about eating out for a minute. Eating out can also fall into this category. If you know where to go, eating out can sometimes be a great way to get a nutritional and low-calorie meal very cheaply. Is that a word? Likewise, eating out can also have the opposite impact on your diet. The trick is simply how you eat out and where you go. It's between a burger and a steak, then a steak will give you a lot more nutrition for your calorie bucks. I'll take a steak. Be warned, though, that even a healthy salad would often be quite high in calories, as a lot of oil and other flavorings will be added. If you're worried, then try doing a little research before you head out looking online, or just ask a chef, or do like me, make your own salad dressing. If your meal is going to be very calorific, then try to minimize the damage by having water instead of wine and by skipping or sharing your starter meals. Desserts is a no-no. You should almost always avoid them in the restaurant. To make this less awkward, consider sharing or just having a coffee and a biscotti. Easy ways to reduce your calories in junk food. A good diet is not just about what you add, but also what you remove. The key is to cut pesky, empty calories that might be sneaking into your diet. Some examples of sneaky, pesky things are have a black coffee instead of one with, cappuccino. Avoid soda drinks. Soda drinks are dangerous. Stop adding sugar. And I'm getting left behind. Use smaller bowls. Use smaller cutlery. Drink water. Get rid of butter. So, your plan for sticking to a healthy, low-calorie meal. So throughout this webinar, we had discussed the nature of diet in detail. We cut through a lot of the jargons and nonsense that comes with modern diet advice and found the common things that make a diet work, which is really, really important that we do that. I mean, all that stuff that you see out there, it's just a little too much, right? So keep it simple. Keep it simple, Sally, something like that. I forget what they say, but I mean, a lot of times we read into too much, right? But of course, we already know sugar or too many calories are not good for us. But we know we need calories, or, or carbohydrates for our energy. So to take them totally out is not a good, cool thing. But not to have too many. Along with a good diet, we should not only lose weight and keep it off, but should also build muscles, hormones, improve your energy level, and enhance your brain cells. Get you to thinking more clear as a business owner. At the same time, I'm adding the extra $400 to $500 to my monthly income while grocery shopping. Scanning items at the grocery store for 30 minutes is a great way to add income to help you pay for the extra money needed for healthy foods. After sending these into Amazon, they send me a check 2 weeks later to help me with my groceries. If you would like to add this weekly activity to your routine, feel free to email me at workwithrachel, RACHALE, @gmail.com. And I'd be glad to give you more information about the benefits it provides, along with answer any additional questions you may have. And the best way to accomplish all of that I have mentioned above this evening is to do the following. Remember, you're only human. Don't be too hard on yourself. If you don't manage this right away, it's a lot of change. I mean, it's a lot. Instead, start with simple, small steps and build these up over time. They'll add up to some massive differences, and soon you'll feel better than you ever have. And to make all this a lot easier, I created an accountability coaching membership group for those of you who need a push, being consistent, managing your time, where to buy discounted healthy foods, planning your menus, preparing your grocery list, along with simple, quick, healthy recipes, tricks to cooking, 30 days of meals on one day, plus so much more for the low price of $9.95 a month. Money back guaranteed. Oh, we got missed out. Let me hurry up. Bonus, get on the phone with me for a 30-minute coaching session so that I can help you develop a strategy for your upcoming 90-day goal. That's a $100 value right there. In order to join our accountability group, email me at workwithrachel@gmail.com to see if you are a good fit for our group coaching program, and someone will get back with you to schedule your one-on-one consultation. Here we are at the Q&A session. If you have any questions, I'm going to ask that you to post them below at the bottom. I won't be able to respond to them because this now is no longer live. Well, it is live, but I can't see it. I don't think. I'll go over and see. That's in the event the screen doesn't jump over somewhere. Let me see if anybody is on. Oh, I got somebody here, I think. I don't know if you're here now, but if anybody has any questions, let me know. Let me know if you have any questions. I'm really winging this one. Any questions? Okay. So my screen went back to, I think it's going back to, I want to try to go back over here. So I'm going to stop sharing my screen. Let me see if it shows me. And I'll check the Q&A if we don't have any questions. I really didn't expect anybody to be here. But if anyone has any questions, please post them and let me know. So my screen is like frozen. But I think that I have the gist of it, but I just want to be able to stop the broadcast, and I'm not seeing it. So maybe I'm frozen right now. Let me try closing out some stuff and see if that helps. Yes, there we are. Okay, let me check my Q&A. Q&A, anybody have any questions for me? I just want to say thank you for those of you who came out and jumped on with this. It's been a 2-hour webinar because I first time I recorded it and did not go through. Anyway, I don't see any questions, so I'm going to go ahead and get off of here. You all have a great night, and we will see you on the next training. Look forward to it. This is going to be a weekly thing for me. I'm going to come and bring you some nuggets. Being a mom, right? So I'm the mentor mom, right? I just want to mentor you. I want to help you, coach you through some of the things that you might be going through, and kind of give you some answers, some of the experience I've had, and be able to help you along the way. So if you have any questions, you need any help, feel free to email me at workwithrachel@gmail.com, and I'll be glad to reach out and get those questions answered for you. Take care. God bless, and we'll see you on the next